When I was about 3 or 4, and I first learned how to pray, I imagined that there was a host of angels just flying up above me as I spoke, and that very same host of angels would help every single thing that I was praying for. Like an arms brigade ready to charge, I knew my prayers meant something. Even when I was 4, and I weighed 25 pounds, maybe less, all I know is that I was so small the wind could blow me away, but I knew that if I prayed, no wind could wrestle me up in his gust. I would stay planted like all the other 4-year-olds during Red Rover. Because I learned that prayers in preschool plant pink poppies for people who grow up and plan to save the world one prayer at a time. Praying for every person they meet. I never planned to pray for every person who walks in and out of my life. I just do, call it force of habit. And I end up praying for people who have forgotten about me. As if I'm holding onto that prayer as if it is a piece of them. A piece of prayer. I find peace in prayer, finding a piece of myself in the peace I find in prayer, but I never pray for peace within myself. Call this hypocrisy. I do all this praying to pickpocket negativity out of life, but sometimes I get frustrated too. It's that preschool mentality. Sometimes things take a lot longer to work than you intend. The rain you're hoping to wash away all the sins and drain them into the gutter misses a few spots. Sometimes while you're praying, you get insecure. Because for years, you've been searching for that perfect prayer to fix every last thing that you think is wrong with you, so you pray and pray and pray, and I pray for those who pray for others. I pray for those who prey on others. I pray for sunshine, I pray for rain, I pray to God, Jah Allah, God. Sometimes I feel like you don't listen to my prayers. I've been praying since preschool and some things still haven't changed. You know, I've been told that preschoolers pray for everything. I pray for everything. Sometimes I even pray for preschool again. When I first learned how to pray, one day I thought I saw those angels above my head playing violins, clarinets, horns, harps, everything to make the perfect divine orchestra. My ears began to ring, but it was like a warm hum like honey, and that's when I knew that people could feel my prayers. No matter if I thought God was listening or not, when he was.
I met Emily at the Addicts Theater about 3 years ago. At that time, we weren't in this space at the Vivian C. Mason Center, so we were doing our programming out of the Addicts Theater, and she was a part of a dance troupe that was working out of the Addicts Theater as well, and so she met Hampton Roads Youth Poets, and we met her and her mother and the dance team several years ago. And then, you know, of course, we all shared the talent that we brought to the table. And then we found out at that time that Em, besides being a dancer, was also a poet. So that was the beginning of our relationship.
I'm here with my girl Emily, and she plays second. How are you feeling, lady?
I'm really excited. I really am. I didn't have much time to prepare for this slam, so I feel happy and I guess self-affirmed that I did so well.
Now, are you ready for NSU? Because you know you got to bring it, lady.
Yeah. Well, that's this. I have till April, so I have enough time to prepare and everything.
Awesome. So you're going to go back and write some great poems again?
Yes, of course. Probably re-edit a couple of these poems. Maybe it depends on how I'm feeling. We'll see.
So what was going on through your mind once they started calling the names?
I'm not quite sure. I did this last year, so I don't really think too much about the place that I place, because it's all truth and poetry and words on the stage. So even if I didn't place, I probably still would be like, yeah. But I really enjoyed BMV last year, so I guess I was really hoping that I would like, oh yes, okay, I need to make it to Grand Slam so I can be top 6 so I can go to BMV. That's just what I need. I don't care about what place I place. I just, yeah.
Well, you did awesome, and thank you so much for this interview. I cannot wait to see what you bring to NSU, lady. All right, thanks.
My name is Zipporah, and I had a fantastic weekend. I went to prom. I won an iPad.
I need to bring you right about now.
7 a.m. I just had a fantastic weekend. Check it out. Hello.
My name is Emily. Prom with them was really fun. I actually went to school on senior skip day. But I got a lot of work done.
I did too. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't a holiday. I went to school.
First, no, it's not free because you still get an absence.
Yeah, bro. There's no such thing as senior skip day.
Nah, but continue to mark the
Well,
present.
anyways, I'm excited to teach this workshop. Please don't throw tomatoes at me if I do a bad job.
Oh, you ain't gonna do no bad job.
I'm excited for graduation. I'm gonna cry. For not graduation, Okay, check it in. Sorry.
Em's is going to study medicine, and she's really smart, and I think she has a giving heart, so whatever endeavor she puts herself into, she's going to do really well at it, but it's going to be from the heart, and she's very honest about her experiences now, and I think spoken word poetry really helps you to become a better truth teller. You know, you don't have to, it's not that you're careful with your words, but you're just more truthful about what you see so that the world can see the truth from your eyes. So I think whatever she does, she's going to do it well, and she's going to make a powerful impact on the world.
So when you hear the word political, like anybody can say this, what do you think of? Politics. The government? Okay.
Democrat.
President? Democrat? Okay. Okay.
Congress.
You said elephants? Okay, I understand. So in poetry, you have to branch outside of the government, and you have to look about issues with class, race, and gender. Think about politics as an entrenched perspective. So, okay, I guess I have 2 exercises planned. The first one is called swapping gender. So we're gonna separate into groups of male and female, and you're gonna write a poem about the problems you have with the opposite gender. Okay, so before we present the poems, I first want to have each group talk about some of the discussion they had within the group. You know, be kind of brief, because I know you all both had extended conversations. So I guess you guys go first.
Yes. All right. So, in our guys' gender-based group. We were talking about how women, guys, we pick like values that comes from our mother. So we were kind of make it.
Keep going.
So we were like talking about things like that, like different qualities we find that we like in a woman and qualities that we dislike in women. So yeah, that's our group.
Thank you,
discussion.
Good job.
Well, we were just talking about how men are in a relationship and what happens basically, and Alright, finish, honey. And then just what the qualities are and how what we want in a man and all that stuff. So
Read it with conviction.
He was wrong, as he flipped my mind to fall in love with something that was never there. Flipping it around made me think I was wrong because you made me fall in love. But I was fooled, you used me as your tool. You drew. Your looks fooled me to go to you. So abusive is intrusive to date you just for looks, but you hurt me. The pain inside of me doesn't mean nothing to you. So abusive is intrusive. You hurt me, tried to control me. So abusive, it's intrusive because you were wrong. You were looking for a mother instead of looking for love because you were wrong.
Alright. It's a communication error like the Wi-Fi is out of range. She's the goddess I sometimes wonder if she's a queen too good for me. So I reset the circuit we started, but I'm at a stalemate with the game of blame and the game of giving her the credit she deserves. See, I don't know love, but when I get around you, it's a type of bittersweet confusion. These two worlds never meet, but I can see from a distance it's serene when you sing, and that sweet sound keeps me alive. P.S. If you get this message, thank you.
Okay, well, that was the workshop. I would have to say, as a poet and as a person, that I give every piece of me to any person I feel who deserves it. So when I'm on the stage, it is our duty to be open with an audience because they're receiving what we're saying to them. And I feel that that is my duty, not just on a stage to give all that I have, because it might hit somebody a certain way and it could save somebody's life, but as well as in everyday life. I try to be as giving as possible. It brings joy to my heart when I see other people, I guess, benefiting, or something that I'm able to do within my capacity to help them. Because, like I said earlier, on stage, it's a possible way to help them, so off stage, I want to help them as well in any times of way.
Look, from the hood to the burbs to the jungle, don't ever violate because we got the heat on tumble. Get the flexer with the weapon, I reckon you never jump to conclusions, I'm never losing. All this talk about what you gonna do, but what you gonna do when they run up on you? No gun and no knife, taking money out your shoes out in broad daylight. If that's what it comes to, you better protect your neck. Word to the mighty woo, ask God for some wings, he blessed me, I finally flew it, now I hear it every day. I never be fly, as you can see, it's levels to this dark, you're reaching up to tie my shoes. And if you are the cop, I promise God I'll never lose. cause I'm only getting better. God watching me prosper, write my verses in cursive, black boy, but I'm proper. All you ever rap about is women, money, choppers. Ayy, chip on my shoulder, I'm just looking for departure. I bring the records on the 90s, boom, back piece, the Don Dada. High power, I never pack heat, but the way I rock the mic brings joy like Blackstreet. Live rock the crowd, place packed like Zaxby's. Getting busy on any MC who wanted. I stomach any rapper I digest before I vomit. And if you got a problem, follow my eyes, you leave a comment. Godspeed, God said first place in any contest. Vivid JPEG in your mind, please process the context before you get caught in Sam's cobweb. Labeled as a pothead, a misinformed hothead. Tell my foes drop dead, get cooked like an omelet. Russian roulette with 6 bullets in the chamber, set it off like Latifah. Putting rappers in danger, fall in line. Submit it to your mind, it's a following. Never conform, I'm a prophet, so follow man. Writing rhymes in classroom, I should be paying attention. English teachers want to be, so I give her good diction. Re-up, I heat up, I'm ill with the friction. Hip-hop is like a crack, I don't want to hit the addiction. Head into the snow with $10 in my pocket. Learn to walk tall when I journey through the projects. Always keep your eyes open, beware of your surroundings. Keep your head up, otherwise you are drowning. Blast from the cannon, turn you into Danny Phantom. This is Thug's anthem, send me straight to Thug's mansion. Short, brown, and handsome, not looking for a ransom. I cut my legs off cause these rappers, I can't stand them. Look, the flow is ill, you will never find a vaccine. I'm not Othello, I needs me a black queen. If hip-hop was crack, then I would be a crack fiend. Stumping out the beat, getting dirt, all on my black jeans. 1, 2, check it, say what, it's like I'm shooting for the stars. I break my neck to aim up, reminiscing in the kitchen about my mom and patience. She took the muffins out the oven, said my son the famous. My grandma hugged me in the arms and said my grand is greatness. My father looked me in the eyes and told me I'm his hero. You rappers chasing paper, I'm finna rob the Nero. Anything to protect my family, we love for them zeros.
There's so many things I like about her. She's articulate, she's funny, she's a great poet. But I think the thing that stands out for me is that M pays attention to everything and everyone. And if you listen to her or spend enough time with her, you'll realize that she knows you far better than you expected. I just can't tell you the times that she's mentioned things about one or another of us that I didn't think she noticed, and she's just very intuitive, and I think that's really special about her.
Not to say, last night, literally, I was on the phone with you. We were on the phone. I was on the phone with Ellen, and I was like, I want to do a comedic piece about being a side chick, being a side hoe. It's gonna be so funny.
But it's gonna have an underlying thicker
Mary Magdalene. No, I want to say Mary Magdalene.
I was like, you should relate to me and
Mary
Mary
Jane.
Jane.
You said Mary Magdalene was a side chick.
Like, oh my gosh, that will not be repeated, Lord.
No. Who was? There was somebody in the Bible that was a side chick.
There were 3 Marys.
Yes. One of them was
Mary, Mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and another Mary. They were all present at Jesus.
Which one was the prostitute? Mary Magdalene, right?
That was Jezebel. None of the Marys were prostitutes.
That was Jezebel.
Jezebel. No, you know how Jezebel died though? She fell out the window, was eaten by dogs. That's what it says in the Bible.
That's not funny, but
it's not funny, but that's what it
says. The one that was about.
I find inspiration in everything. I could be watching a movie or listening to a song or having a conversation with my grandparents. I know a piece that I'm writing currently. It's about how we don't fight with fists anymore, we fight with guns. And my grandfather was like, man, I remember the time it used to be fist to fist instead of gun to gun, because it doesn't really matter how strong you are anymore. It's how fast you can pull a gun. And so that kind of triggered a whole piece that I'm currently writing. So really anything. It doesn't really matter. I find inspiration in everything. I believe everything has a purpose and can inspire you in any type of way possible.
So the other group piece that you all put together, that's a two-person group piece, right?
Which one?
The one that you all worked about before we got here.
Oh yes, you want to see it?
Yeah.
We're on its way to
slit my wrists with broken pens every Valentine's Day to remind myself that he not only broke my heart, but my spirit. I dreamt of late nights of writing love poems by the candlelight after what we had finally became just right. Instead, he broke into my brain, punched through a membrane, and ruined my muse, sparking the fuse that set fire to my desire to write the ink that once flowed mellifluously onto my paper now courses poisonously through my veins, vainly depending upon a man for inspiration and insurrection and resurrection from a state I felt was worse than death. Loneliness. And some people called me beautiful, but I never believed them. Because it's never seemed to be enough if he wasn't there to sweep me off my feet as if I were a damsel in distress as I press a jagged pen deeper into my flesh, and with each mark I marked the number of lies he told, counting down from infinity because the amount of moments he stole are innumerable. And I was looking for a savior, in a malevolent man instead of in the man whose hands were punctured by nails for my sins.
Because there is power in the name of Jesus.
To break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. But instead of worshiping his name, I worshiped his name. Instead of breaking chains, he tied them tighter, taking each precious breath away by suffocating me with shackles of false hope. So now I treat every man the same, blaming each one for the games he played because I believe he has a deed on my body and a monopoly on my soul, never bold enough to call it quits, but smart enough to know he's trouble, which is why his name is taboo, and the reason I say it's a constant round of battleship with you. Because he continues to sink my ships of freedom before they can even set sail, and I still can't figure out his strategy because this is war, and I always fight for and against, but never with him because he's a coward. Afraid that if we're too close, I'll get a good look at him and discover who the true enemy is. Lately, I've been processing men like the mailman processes letters. Never looking inside the content, but still delivering what they desire because of my dire need to be held, wanted, seen, felt, heard, understood. I could be deemed a whore, a skank, a slut, but what gives them the right to label me because of a broken heart, broken dreams, a broken spirit? I engraved the word love into my skin because I never quite got it from him. But love bent backwards is evil, replacing I with the big O because that's all he was looking for, whether I was in love or not. I was writing his mistakes into my dermal surface so he could finally see and admit what he did to me. And yet, he still chooses to be blind to the pain he causes. But I grow strong regardless. As this red liquid runs down to my fingertips, as these wounds heal, these scars spelling out my salaciousness show my strengths and not my weaknesses, as these bondages break as I discover I need no one but myself and God. So now,
I can hear the chains falling.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna sing something.
I was going to, but then you started singing too fast. And I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and take it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
I like the places where, especially in the middle, where you all made that transition. It was real nice.
Thank you.
I think our greatest responsibility would be to inform the next generation correctly. I personally believe that as a citizen of the United States, or as a person in general, you should be informed of everything possible. So I'm always looking at the news. I look at different news outlets all over the world. I read every day. And I really think that the more informed you are, the more information you can relay to other people. And I think currently there's like no one direction or one news outlet. A lot of things are becoming misconstrued, I believe. Whether it be with certain types of terminology or things that have been misconstrued for years, like misogyny or rape culture, and teaching people certain things that are not good, and they continue on to the next generation. I feel as though we have a purpose and a task to reverse those things. And it's not gonna be easy, but at least if you can change one person's thought pattern, from negative to a positive. And I believe we can do that.
Thank